Hi guys, today is 23rd October 2018 and this is Daily Current Affairs brought to you by Ekam IAS. And our topics are Green Climate Fund, MIGINGO Island, FERMI Gamma Ray Space Telescope, longest sea bridge inaugurated or opened in China. On MAPED program we have NALSAROVAR Bird Sanctuary and PQRS, that is Previous Question Revision Series. Our very first topic is Green Climate Fund. Why this GCF or Green Climate Fund is in use? Because recently the Green Climate Fund approved almost $1 billion for green projects in poor countries. So this is in news because GCF approved $1 billion for green projects in the poor countries. And the GCF, as we all know, the GCF is a global fund created for supporting the developing countries in handling climate change. And the fund was set up by 194 countries who are parties to the Convention of United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So, this fund was set up by 194 countries who are part of UNFCCC. And it was decided, finally concluded in 2010 COP16 of UNFCCC, which was held in the Cancun in Mexico. And one of the main notable feature of GCF is that it is accountable to the United Nations. And the GCF is governed by 24 board members comprising equal participation from both developing and developed countries. So, GCF is managed by a board of governors which numbers 24, out of which equal representation for developing and developed countries. So, 12 members from developing and 12 members from developed countries. And the main emphasis of GCF is on mitigation and adaptation of climate change. So, GCF gives equal importance to both aspects of mitigation and adaptation. And the headquarters of GCF or Green Climate Fund is in Incheon City in the Republic of Korea. And our next news is about MIGINGO Island. And MIGINGO Island is a disputed island or disputed territory between Kenya and Uganda. And MIGINGO is a small island with just 2000 meter area located in the Lake Victoria. This is MIGINGO Island. It is a small island which is located in the Lake Victoria. And it is extremely densely populated. So, it is extremely densely populated and it has a lots of numbers of pubs, brothels, pharmacy, and it also has a tiny port. The water around this island is a good fishing ground. So, the water around this island is a good fishing ground. That's why Kenya and Uganda are claiming for this particular MIGINGO Island. And in the part of MIGINGO Island, there has another two islands or two islands are near to the MIGINGO Islands. One is the Usingo and other is the Pyramid Island. And up to 2008, there was no problem regarding MIGINGO Island. But in 2008, the island was claimed by both Kenya and Uganda. But we could say this island is a part of the Kenya because the island is shown in the map of Kenya and it was confirmed by a survey in 2009. However, the dispute was based on the fact that Kenyan fishermen were fishing in Ugandan waters which come within 500 meters from the island. And in the absence of any decisions on the boundary, the island is now co-managed by both Kenya and Uganda. So, MIGINGO Island is a disputed territory between Kenya and Uganda. And MIGINGO Island is officially a part of, we could say not officially, but it is shown in the map of Kenya, but it is claimed by Uganda also. And now the island is co-managed by both countries. And our next topic is FERMI Gamma Ray Telescope. Why is in news? Because NASA recently constructed 21 gamma ray constellations in commemorating the 10th anniversary of FERMI Gamma Ray Telescope. NASA recently constructed 21 gamma ray constellations in commemorating the 10th anniversary of this FERMI Gamma Ray Telescope. And FERMI Gamma Ray Telescope or this telescope is a space observatory used to perform gamma ray astronomy observations in the low Earth orbit. It is a space observatory used to perform gamma ray astronomy observations in the low Earth orbit, not the point, low Earth orbit. And it is formerly known as GLAST, G-L-A-S-T, GLAST, which means Gamma Ray Large Area Space Telescope. And this Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope is a joint mission of NASA along with France, Germany, Italy, Japan and Sweden. This is a joint venture of NASA along with these nations, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and Sweden. And the main instruments used in this Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope are LAT, that is Large Area Telescope, LAT, and GBM, that is Gamma Ray Burst Monitor. And I already told you, the NASA has commemorated the 10th anniversary of formation of the Gamma Ray Telescope, which was launched in 11th June 2008. And a point to be noted is that even though it is a big venture of NASA, but it was not under the part of NASA Great Observatories program. So, Fermi Gamma Ray as part of the commemorating the 10th anniversary of launching of Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope, the NASA has constructed 21 Gamma Ray constellations, and some of them's name were similar to Hulk and Godzilla, etc. So, this is all about this news, and our next news is longest sea bridge. This is the longest sea bridge, and the longest sea bridge, now a longest sea bridge is built in China, and the president launched this bridge. This bridge is a 55-kilometer bridge connecting Hong Kong's island to Zhuhai and the Macau. We know that Macau is a gambling capital of the world. Gambling capital of the world. It is one of the most densely populated as well as a city having highest GDP or having higher GDP and higher HDA. And it is mainly, the place is very popular for the gambling. And this longest sea bridge connecting China to Hong Kong and the Macau island. And the bridge is across the waters of the Pearl River estuary. I already told you it is a longest sea bridge. It is across the waters of the Pearl River estuary. And one of the feature is that this 55-kilometer sea bridge did not have a railway link. It only have a snaking road bridge and an underwater tunnel. So, the longest sea bridge in the world was inaugurated by the Chinese president, and this 55-kilometer sea bridge connects China to Hong Kong and also to Macau. On MapAdder program, we have NALSAROVAR Bird Sanctuary. It was declared as a Ramsar site in 2012. NALSAROVAR Bird Sanctuary is in Gujarat. It was declared as a Ramsar site in 2012. It is a serene marshland with shallow water having 36 small islands. It is a serene marshland with shallow water having 36 small islands. And it represents a sea link once existed between Gulf of Kambat and Little Ran. It represents a sea link that once existed between Gulf of Kambat and Little Ran. And it is this NALSAROVAR Bird Sanctuary is inhabited by the migratory species such as rosy pelicans, flamingos and white storks and Brahmini ducks, etc. Also, a very important feature of this NALSAROVAR Bird Sanctuary is that it acts as a lifeline for the endangered species wild ass, Indian wild ass. And also NALSAROVAR Bird Sanctuary, it has a very big lake. You can see it here. It is near to the Ahmedabad of Gujarat, and it has a very big, it is a lake actually. And the lake is an important source for the fishes like Katla and Rohu. Other kinds of fishes are also there in the NALSAROVAR Bird Sanctuary. And on PQRS, we have a question from 2011 prelims. Consider the following. First one, photosynthesis, respiration, decay of organic matter, 4, volcanic action. Which of the above add carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle on the earth? Option A, 1 and 4 only. Option B, 2 and 3 only. Option C, 2, 3, 4 only. Option D, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, this was a question asked in the 2011 prelims, and this is from the environment part. Which above processes add carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle? In photosynthesis, the plants absorb carbon dioxide and gives away oxygen or releases oxygen. But in other process, in respiration, plants emits carbon dioxide. In decay for organic matter, it releases the carbon dioxide. In volcanic action, it also releases the carbon dioxide. So in photosynthesis, except 2, 3 and 4, in photosynthesis, carbon dioxide were absorbed by the plants and plants releases oxygen. In rest all of the options 2, 3, 4, carbon dioxide is emitted. So the answer is option C, 2, 3 and 4. And that's all for today. For detailed discussions and explanations, you can refer to the PDF which is available in the description section. Thank you so much. Good night.